What is up, everybody? Hump day! Oh, it's been a long week already, and it's only halfway over. So, I recently hit 53,000 subscribers. I don't believe I've done one of these since 50, maybe 51, but wanted to bullshit with you guys for a little while. So, I haven't been able to do too much edited content this week. So, figured why not just kick back, have a little Q&A. In the meantime, I'm trying to figure out why the fuck YouTube flagged my Leprechaun Back to the Hood review as age restricted. It doesn't have any violence. I don't even think I showed any kills in it. There's no tits in the video. I'm really, really hoping that the terminology that comes along with a movie in the hood is not flagging it for like hate speech or something stupid. I can't get any answers on it, so I don't know. I just tweeted YouTube. We'll see what we get. What is going on, everybody? I saw Bloodbath and Beyond is up in here. We got Troy, Mike Swift. I always fuck this up when I read it. De Jesus or De Jesus Custom Footwear. Rhapsody Reviews. What is going on, everybody? So, yeah, I'm just going to kick back and have a little Q&A. I might mess around a little bit. I got a little Stream Deck thing. I haven't really messed around with it at all because I haven't streamed since I bought it. So I'm a little curious of how it works. So I might dick around with that a little bit while we're bullshitting around. But other than that, we'll just hang out. What is going on with this? Title, viewers, account. Yeah, it's not showing me anything. Very interesting. I think I have to be tied into actual YouTube to do that. Maybe that's why. Okay. Can't use it just yet. Oh, there's the viewer count. Hello. So, yeah, let's see if I can show you guys. So I got this thing right here, which is a Stream Deck. And it's not quite integrated very well with what I use, which is StreamYard just yet, but that is in the works. So I went ahead and got one. But it puts a lot of these live stream functions that I want to use at the touch of a button. So it shows me my viewers. I can comment with it. I can switch screens. If we're doing like Autopsy stream or something, I should be able to switch over to the different cameras, whether it's CP or anybody else. So that should be fun. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I did. It was just delayed. Bloodbath, thank you. For some reason, it was saying 0 up until right the time that I started bitching about it. And then it's like, oh, yeah, 98. I think it's delayed a little bit because now I'm a little bit higher than that. But all right. Brevins Flicks and Games. Hey, Cody, what did you think about Godzilla versus Kong? Also on my channel next month, I'm having an event called 80s May. Really excited to do that. Well, that's cool. I liked it. I'm not really a big kaiju, big monsters fighting type of guy. It's not really my genre. I haven't really loved any of the MonsterVerse movies thus far. But I probably liked Godzilla versus Kong the most out of the ones that I've seen. It seems to be the movie that knows what it is the most. It's goofy. It makes absolutely zero sense, but we're just here to watch a giant ass ape punch a lizard in the face. So, yeah, I enjoyed it good enough. If I would have reviewed it, I probably would have gave it like 3.5, 3, somewhere in there. It's just not my genre. So for monster fans, I'm sure I've seen a lot of people freaking out about it. So it seems to have given the people what the people want. Clayton Kelly. Hey, Cody, what are your thoughts on the Oscar Best Picture noms? Have you seen any? Well, let me pull them up real quick. I've seen only one that I know of, going off of memory. 2021 Oscar Best Picture. All right. Best Picture, we have The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. I've only seen 2 of those. I've seen Mank, which I reviewed, and Promising Young Woman, which I reviewed. I don't know. Most times when it gets to the Oscars, there's a lot of shit that I have not seen because most of those movies tend to be movies that I don't necessarily run for. But of the 2 that I've seen, I would give it to Promising Young Woman for sure. But I've heard a lot of great things about a lot of these movies. Sound of Metal, I really wanted to see. I just haven't had a chance to yet. Trial of the Chicago 7, I was curious about. Judas and the Black Messiah, I was curious about. And The Father, For nothing else than just seeing Anthony Hopkins, because everybody's raving about him. I was curious about. I don't know what Minari is. I don't know what Nomadland is. But yeah, I mean, it seems like a typical list of Best Picture nominations, so no big surprises there. I would give it to Promising Young Woman, but I'm very uninformed. Mike Carpet's movies. Did you hear the news about The Collector 3? I'm sad. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if it's news necessarily. People are acting like that article is saying that the movie's done for, and I don't think that's what it is. It's just saying, hey, in the middle of all this, we haven't continued production, and we're not really getting a whole lot of answers over here. I think with the fan backlash to that article, especially, I would expect the ball to get rolling on that movie here again very soon. But yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought they already shot the damn thing. So they only got like a week into shooting and got shut down, and they haven't done anything on it since, 2 years ago. So it is surprising. That was one of the reasons why I didn't put Collector 3 or The Collected in my most anticipated of the year, because I didn't have any idea when it was coming out. But yeah, I don't know. I still have faith. I don't see any reason why they would abandon the movie. They already have the budget set for it and everything like that. So I don't know. I would be surprised. I'd be very upset, but I'd be surprised too. MJ Nation, did you like the band Fear Factory? Thoughts on Leonardo DiCaprio? I recently saw Wolf of Wall Street for the first time. I really dug it. I've never heard Fear Factory, so I can't answer that. Leonardo DiCaprio is awesome. I mean, he's one of the best actors ever. I don't watch everything that he does, but I love him. The Departed is the movie that made me fall in love with him, because before that, it was the Titanic guy. And so I was like, whatever. Leo, poster's not on my wall. And so I saw The Departed, and I was like, this guy's fucking awesome. He's great in Blood Diamond, Wolf of Wall Street, anything he's done with Scorsese, he's awesome. And even though it wasn't my favorite movie, he was great with Tarantino in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but he was phenomenal in Django. I'm kind of surprised he didn't get nominated for that. Let's see, a few more super chats. Shit, where am I going? Crown the Empire. Cody, first off, you're the man. Thank you. I just love your videos. They are helping through the tough times. 2, hope you had a good Easter. 3, have you ever seen The Orphan Killer? Is that the movie Orphan, where the little girl is the killer? Or is there a movie called The Orphan Killer? I guess I can answer my own question with a little Google magic. Oh, The Orphan Killer. So no, I have not seen that. I've seen Orphan. I've not seen The Orphan Killer. Hey, the Derbinator. Thank you, sir. Little Mayo, Cody, have you ever watched Star Wars: The Clone Wars? If not, I'd highly suggest it. Is that the movie or the show? Wasn't there a movie called The Clone Wars too? The answer is no to both. I don't know. I'm not really a huge Star Wars fan. I thought I was until I joined YouTube, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm casual at best. So yeah, I like Star Wars. Not really enough to watch the animated stuff though. Hey, Cody, can't stay for the whole Q&A. If you could turn one horror film into a TV series, what would it be? Keep up the great work and awesome content. Well, thank you. It's a good question. A movie into a TV series. I mean, The Purge lent itself pretty good. I never watched the show, but shit. I think you could probably, I know there was a TV show. I don't know what exactly it was. I think you would actually get away with doing a pretty cool Friday the 13th TV series nowadays. If a streaming network ever picked it up and do like episodes where Jason's going after somebody, I think that there's some potential there, I think. Have you ever seen The Sandlot? Boy, I grew up on The Sandlot. Absolutely. That does bring me to an idea, though. I'm curious to get everybody's quick reception to this idea. So we've been doing the top 50s, like top 50 comedies, top 50 action, top 50 horror, everything. And I was thinking about doing a movie. I don't know if it's top 50 or not. I was thinking about doing a video on my top movies from my childhood. So like the Disney Channel original movies and 90s movies, like The Sandlot is a very good example. I know when I usually do adult stuff like horror, it would be strange to see me suddenly talking about Disney movies, but I thought that might be a cool idea. I don't know if people would like that idea or that would be a video that would bomb. Cody, I've really enjoyed the podcast. Looking forward to more. It's been super fun to hear some of your stories. Yeah, I've enjoyed doing the podcast too. Like doing something a little bit different. I love doing these Q&As, but the podcast a little bit more relaxed. You know, I don't have to visually entertain, and just getting a little bit more personal, stuff like that. I've had fun with it too. Not in my opinion. If you're an art house lover, people love it. If you're like me and think that shit's weird, it's very strange movie. I didn't enjoy it at all. MJ Nation. Oh, I already answered that. I must have skipped a couple whenever I was cycling through. Hey, you missed mine. All right, let me see here. Aaron Anderson, thank you. Did you see The Devil All the Time? If so, thoughts? I did not. I can't remember if I got a screener for that or not. I was trying to get a screener for it. I either didn't get the screener or I got it, and then it was like a really busy weekend. I just didn't get a chance to watch it. I heard it was really slow, so it's one of those movies I really have to be in the mood and have the mindset to watch, and I just haven't been in that mood yet. I've heard it's good, though. Believe in the hype. What do you think of the rumors of WB rebooting Superman with J.J. Abrams as a director? Well, it's not a rumor. I thought it was a done deal that J.J. Abrams was going to be doing it. I don't know about director, but his company was going to be doing it, so he was definitely going to have his hands in it. I want Henry Cavill. I want a Man of Steel too. I don't understand why they can't figure out what to do with Henry Cavill. If they don't want to follow the Zack Snyder stuff, that's fine, but I don't see any reason why rebooting Superman is even necessary at this point. I mean, if you're going to start rebooting individual characters like they're doing the Batman, which is going to be on like Earth 2, I don't understand how you're going to keep Aquaman, keep Wonder Woman, keep the Flash, but we're just going to have a totally different Superman. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Sean Sheridan. Ever see Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, Copycat 1995, and favorite Bond film? Mine is License to Kill with Dalton and most anticipated film this year. God damn. It's a greedy ass question. It's like 5 of them. Ever see Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker? Yes, once. I remember really liking it. Never really got into Batman Beyond much, but I did like that movie. I have seen Copycat a number of times. It's pretty good. It's not a classic by any means, but it's good. Favorite Bond film? It's a very close tie between Casino Royale and GoldenEye. I would probably give the edge to Casino Royale. And most anticipated film this year, probably still Candyman, to be honest with you. That's the one that I was really looking forward to last year and was heartbroken that it got pushed. Cody, what's your thoughts on Ari Aster as a filmmaker? I recall you didn't like Midsommar too much. I mean, the jury's out because I thought he did a great job with Hereditary. I did not care for Midsommar at all. So we're 1-1. Movie I did not like at all, a movie I really enjoyed. The other concern with him is he just a one-trick pony? Because now you have 2 movies that's about kind of the same idea. And so I don't know. The cult thing is going to get old if that's all he does. So he asked me after he does a 3rd film. Because right now I don't know. Like I can tell you for sure, what is it? Is it Robert Eggers? Is that the guy's name that does The Witch and The Lighthouse and stuff? I can tell you that his movies are not for me. I think he's a damn good director. Obviously, it's not. There's a difference between a movie that I think is terrible and a movie that is just not for me. His stuff is just not for me. Ari Aster, we're 50-50 right now. Jake, congrats on 53K. Thank you so much. Thanks for the great stuff as always. I try. All right. All right. So we got a lot of praise for the childhood movie thing. So looks like that might be coming this month then, if you guys are excited about that. I've always wanted to talk about the Disney Channel original movies. I know that sounds strange for me, but for a long time, that's actually what I would put on in the background while I was editing. It's like I would go, before we had Disney Plus, I would go on Amazon and I had all the ones that I loved, like Horse Sense and Johnny Tsunami and everything. I would just put one of those on. It would just relax me. There's something about that nostalgia. Those simple movies would relax me, and I would sit there and edit a Saw review while Johnny Tsunami's playing. Top 3 non-horror related characters. John McClane, Rocky Balboa, Caesar, possibly from the Apes trilogy. I'm sure there's a lot more. Those are just 3 I'm kind of rattling off the top of my head. Would you ever do a Stephen King adaptation ranking? I did one for horror. I did a top 5 Stephen King horror adaptations. I would never do like a full ranking all of his movies because there's just way too many. Maybe one day I'll do a top 10 in general. I wanted to do horror because I wanted to talk about Pet Sematary and Christine and Dead Zone. And if you just do in general, it's almost impossible not to put Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile and stuff like that up at the top, just by default. So maybe one day. Let me text my wife really quick while I'm live. Oh, The Witch is greater than The Lighthouse. I would agree with that. The Witch was creepy. It was a little bit too much for me with the old English dialect and everything like that. But I mostly enjoyed The Witch, despite it being a movie that I would only ever watch once. The Lighthouse, the whole movie, I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? And then, of course, it's one of those movies that if you don't think it's the greatest thing ever, you get people that are like, you just didn't get it, bro. Go watch Chucky again, you simpleton. Mike Vanderlip. Cody, why do you think the Chucky dolls look so good in 1 through 4 and then go down in quality for the rest of the franchise? Shouldn't they have improved? Well, I would say that they're consistent for the first 5. I mean, Seed, he looks good as well. He looks just as good as he did in Bride. Curse is weird because I think that he looks good after he pulls the plaster off and shows his scars. Before that, he looks really strange. But I think that that's a story reason for that. So that one's kind of hard to gauge whether that's a shitty design or just part of the plot. Cult, I thought the dolls looked terrible. So I will give you that one. And then the remake, that was the weakest part of the whole movie, was the look of the doll. So yeah, I agree with your point. They should improve over time. But I mean, that's the same argument we had with the Michael Myers mask. Like, how many of those movies, the masks just look like boiled shit? And it's like, how fucking hard is it to recreate this simple ass white mask? But yeah, I would say the first 5, the doll is pretty damn consistent. Are you a fan of Chris Farley movies? He's one of my favorite comedic actors. I think he had so much potential for more bigger movies had he still be alive. I agree. I think he would have been in the position that Kevin James is in, as far as like the Adam Sandler group, if he was still alive today. Tommy Boy is one of my favorites of all time. I absolutely love Beverly Hills Ninja. Never really been a big fan of Black Sheep. And what did he do? Almost Famous. I never saw that one. But Tommy Boy and Beverly Hills Ninja I loved. And then when he would pop up once in a while, like Dirty Work was always great. Thank you, Jamie. Rhapsody Reviews. I watched your favorite movies from every year you've been alive video. Thoughts on Hollywood listening to you about Face Off, LOL. I don't even remember what I said. You'd have to remind me. I'd have to go watch the video. I mean, they've confirmed that they're doing a sequel. Adam Wingard, the guy that just did Godzilla versus Kong, is supposed to be directing it, I believe. And yeah, I mean, I'm assuming I said something like, give us a remake, because you could have something like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, or just rattling something off my head where that would actually be a lot of fun. Just that concept, I think, is great and prime for a modernization. Face Off is the shit. Oh man, I'm missing a whole bunch of them. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Power Up Productions. Would you like to see a Psycho remake? Well, we already did. No, I don't think. See, the beauty of Psycho is that it's so simple. You go back to the original Alfred Hitchcock movie, and that movie is brilliant for its execution, not necessarily the idea. It's not like there was this huge, wild, like, how the hell did you ever think of that type of plot? It's pretty simple and basic, but it's the execution. It's the way he moved the camera. It's, the way that he, they have like the the scene where the guy falls backwards and the camera stays on. It was all these things that was really fresh for the time that holds up about that movie. When you go to the remake, the Gus Van Sant one, aside from the fact that Vince Vaughn is just really miscast, it doesn't work because the reveal is so simple and it's just a part of pop culture nowadays that you can't remake that movie and have the same effect because everybody knows where it's going from the very beginning. So if you remade it and went in a totally different direction, what direction would you go? Because we saw the Bates Motel show do about as good as a job as possible with remaking and revamping that storyline. I just don't think you can do it again. So no, I don't want to see another Psycho remake. Michael Swift, how much potential do you think the new Mortal Kombat movie has? Also, I just watched the trailer for Those Who Wished Me Dead. Stars Angelina Jolie. Check out the trailer if you're interested. I'm not going to check out the trailer just because I am interested in it, and I don't want it to be ruined because I'm just very gun shy about trailers nowadays. So if a movie has me already sold, I tend to not watch the trailer. A trailer I did watch, though, was the new Mortal Kombat, and holy shit, yes, it has potential. I'm trying to keep my expectations modest because we've had a lot of cool looking video game movies that turned out to be garbage. But if the movie is as good as the trailer, then we have the best video game movie since the original Mortal Kombat on our hands. So yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be great. I'm tired of the conversation of we've never had a good video game movie. It's time for that to change. You know, comic book movies finally had their renaissance whenever, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe got going alongside the Christopher Nolan trilogy and everything like that. So it's time for video game movies to start having that, to where they start getting serious. They start putting production into it that the games deserve. So yes, I have a lot of hope for it. Brevins Flicks and Games, if you have a chance to, do you think you'll do it? Do you think you'll have a chance to review all the Lethal Weapon films? I'll talk about the first two during my 80s May. I don't have any reason to do that anytime soon. Maybe if they do another one, I'll do something like that. Franchise reviews, it either has to be something that I'm like really excited about all of a sudden, or there's a new one coming out and I want to talk about the franchise leading up to the new one, kind of like I wanted to do with Saw before they fucked it all up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying never, because there's a lot of franchises that I would love to do. I mean, I get questions all the time. It's like, will you do this? Yes, at some point. I wish that I had all the time in the world to do all of them, because I would have a review series a month. But Lethal Weapon's a great series, so eventually I'm sure I'll get there. Mortal Kombat comes out in 2 weeks. So what video game movie infuriated you the most? While I don't have an answer, people I know say Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed was probably the biggest waste of potential. But I knew it was going to be garbage, so it didn't really upset me. What video game movie infuriated you the most? For The House of the Dead, actually. For those that even remember that. I used to play the arcade game all the time at this restaurant in Ohio where I grew up. And I loved House of the Dead and House of the Dead 2. And I remember when that movie came out, this is when I was a kid. I didn't understand how Hollywood worked. I didn't understand how to gauge whether a movie was good or not. This movie was coming out and I wanted to go see it. And I begged and I pleaded and I was trying every manipulative little trick to like get my dad to take me. And I remember I was trying to coax my uncle and my cousin to go, so then my dad would want to go. I busted my ass trying to watch this movie and got denied. So then I waited impatiently for it to come out on DVD. Finally did. I went out and rented it. I used to be able to walk to the video store, came home, and my dad had this stereo system where you had to turn on the receiver and, you know, it was surround sound, everything like that. Well, my little brother, I guess, while the shit was, you know, off, had cranked the volume all the way up. And he cranked it all the way up. So then whenever I went to go start the movie, it fucking was like, it just blared. And I jumped and I ran over to try to hit the buttons to turn it off or whatever. And when I went over to try to hit it, there was a little dial that was just like a little stick that you would move that showed the direction that you wanted the sound to be. So in the center would be all the speakers are on, or if you wanted the sound to be up front, just like with your car, in the back, whatever. And so I had accidentally knocked it. And so my dad came in and he was freaking out like I did it. And I was like, I didn't have, it was like that when I turned it on, I'm telling you. And so then we go to play the movie and 3 of the speakers aren't working. And then my dad's furious because he thinks that I blew up 3 of his speakers. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm sitting here trying to go over, we're trying to fix it. And then finally, after like 15 minutes of digging around, I realized that the indicator thing is off. And I'm like, okay, whew, it's fixed. I'm not going to die. Then we watched the movie, and the movie is an absolute piece of garbage. So much that I went through to watch this piece of shit movie. That's the first one when I was a kid where I was like, wow, that was fucking terrible. Hey, Cody, do you get recognized much? No, I've been recognized twice that I know of, people that actually approached me. I've had times where I feel like somebody's pointing or something like that once in a great while, but obviously I'm not going to walk over and be like, you pointed at me. But I had, he's a YouTuber as well. I don't know, he might even be in here. Blake. There was a guy that I walked into the movie theater that I always go to, and he just yelled at me across the theater. He was like, Cody Leach. And I was like, huh? And I look, and the YouTube brain doesn't really click on. So I'm thinking, how do I know this guy? School, work, like, what the hell? And then like quickly after that, he's like, I love your channel. And I was like, oh shit, this is happening. And so I've seen him a couple other times too. So that was cool. But then there was a guy at my grocery store where I was in line and he was bagging my groceries, and he kind of kept looking at me and bag something, and he'd look up at me. And I'm kind of like in my peripherals, I notice it. And he's like, where do I know you from? And the same thing, I'm thinking school and work. And I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. And so twice I've been recognized that I know of. It's awkward. It's very awkward. Believe in the hype. Do you think Reggie should have died in Phantasm? Reggie's the man, but I'm curious to see the franchise follow the brothers hunting the tall man. I would have taken any ending over what we got for 5. I don't necessarily think Reggie should have died, but it's just everything about the story direction they took in that 5th film. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? What is this? No. So yeah, I don't know. That's the hard part about the Phantasm franchise, because I love those first 2 movies so much. I think they're among the best. I think both of them were my top 50 horror films. And so when I try to recommend that franchise, it's very difficult because the first film is definitely not for everybody. I think the second one is easily the one that you could recommend to the most horror fans and get them to like it. But then 3 onward is just rough. I mean, 3 I can have fun with. 4, I have some things that I really like about it. 5 is just trash. So it's very hard to get people into that franchise knowing that once they get through the first 2, what they're in store for. I remember whenever Uncle Sean wanted a horror franchise to do a ranking on, and I was like, do Phantasm. And I wasn't sure he was going to do it. I was very curious what his response was going to be, and it was kind of what I expected. He had a couple movies. I think he liked 5 more than 4 or something like that. But yeah, it's always hard because I love those first 2, and I'm just like, just so you know, after the first 2, it's going to suck ass. Thank you, Justin. Is Pitch Wars coming back? Yes, it is. The beginning of May is my goal. Me and Darebont talked about it on our last State of the DCEU where we spoiler talked Justice League. As far as I know, he's off writing his script. I already have my bullet points laid out, and then I'm going to start writing mine at some point this month. But yes, we're going to bring it back. It's going to be in a live format. It's not going to be an edited video. What we're going to do is we're going to have a live format where we do the same thing. We both, split our movies into 3 acts. We tell each act individually. And I haven't done any research. I'm either going to find a website where I can put a poll, or I'll just do a Twitter poll. And as we're wrapping up, I'll let everybody vote live on which script they like. And we'll crown a winner by the end of it. So that's my plan for it. But yes, it is coming back. It's been a long time coming, and I hope that it's much more successful this time, because that's still probably the video I'm the most proud of, that first Pitch Wars. Daniel Skinner, speaking of video game movies, which one would you identify as a guilty pleasure? Any of them that you like, pretty much. My answers are Warcraft, Doom, and Tomb Raider. Doom is definitely a guilty pleasure. I've always liked that one. Mortal Kombat's a guilty pleasure. Tomb Raider was decent. I don't know if it was bad enough to call it a guilty pleasure. That was just a decent movie. Can't think any off the top of my head. But yeah. Pretty much most of them, if you like them, it's a guilty pleasure because none of them are great. Seen Dead Man's Shoes, massively underrated. I have never even heard of it. Do you collect CDs? If so, would you do a CD collection video? I have over 700 CDs. I do not. My dad is the CD whore. Like my Blu-ray problem back there, that's him with CDs. He's got thousands, as well as vinyls. The problem with collecting CDs is that it's just an out. See, the argument that people have about why streaming or digital copies are better than physical media for Blu-rays that I highly disagree with is the argument that I have for CDs. We all have phones and shit like that. Anytime I listen to music, I'm listening to it on this. I'm plugging this into my truck. And I have YouTube Music and all that stuff on there. That's the only way I listen to music. I still buy CDs to support the artist. So if an album comes out that I like, I always buy the CD, but then it might as well be thrown in the trash because I never use it. So no, if I had to collect together all the CDs that I've owned in my life, I might have like 60 or 70 of them, or maybe even 100. Maybe I'm underestimating myself, but yeah, not a lot. Overall thoughts on Blade? For me, so badass. I love all three of them, even the shitty third one. The first one is badass. The second one is even more badass. The third one is dumb as fuck, but it is so much fun. That is a guilty pleasure for you right there. So yes, I love that franchise. Do you think we will get a new Freddy movie in the next 5 years? Have you seen the Kane Hodder doc on Amazon Prime? Any thoughts? I have not seen the documentary. I haven't really had too much interest to check it out. I'm not really a Kane Hodder fanatic. I respect the shit out of the dude. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on him. But his Jason is like my 5th or 6th favorite Jason. So I've never really been on the Kane Hodder train. He's a bad motherfucker, though. Do you think we will get a new Freddy movie in the next 5 years? I would be shocked if we don't. If we don't, I'm going to be like, what are you guys doing? Like, if we don't have a new Freddy movie in the next 3 years, I'm going to be concerned. Let's see. There he is. Cody Leach. There's Blake. Mikey Hartley, I just wanted to give my compliments for what's in the inbox. Bed podcast. Best podcast ever. You, Brian, and CP made my workday fly by. Well, thanks a lot, man. I like doing those very much. So I'm glad that you are enjoying them as well. I haven't done one for last week. This Friday, where I typically record them, I'm going to be doing that big ass collection video. And so it might be another week before we continue it, but I've enjoyed doing it, so I'm glad you guys enjoyed it as well. Hey, Sky's here. Hey, Sky. I enjoyed your interview with CP, by the way. I listened to it at work yesterday. Dakota Welch, hey, congrats on the 53K subscribers. I remember when I found your channel, you were at 9K. I know. It feels like forever ago. Been great to watch you grow. Also hope to see that Metallica ranking when you get the chance. Yes. Yes. I'm trying to chill out on the review series for a little while because I did one in February, I did one in March. So this month's going to be a little bit more taking it easy. Going to be doing the favorite movies the end of this month on April 30th. You get the top 100 movies of all time, so that video will be out. And the rest of this month, I'm going to be doing standalone reviews for some select few movies that you'll see on that list. And then next month, we're going to be finishing up Saw right before Spyro comes out. I'm also going to try to do the last 2 Romero movies this month as well, or possibly in May, one of those 2. But yeah, I'm going to try to get back into doing my variety of content, not just doing review series, because as much as I love them, they're also very frustrating, because when I try to do other things, you get a select few people that are just like, where's Leprechaun? Why aren't you talking about Leprechaun? I just want Leprechaun stuff. Why are you talking about this? And it's like, motherfucker, I like talking about everything. Johan Dadu. I hope I said that correctly. Thank you so much. Oh, shit. Damn thing jumped again. All right. Chick-fil-A lover. Spelled out tits. Very nice. Overall thoughts on No Country for Old Men. I don't think the ending of the movie works very well as a movie. I definitely think they should have adapted it. But once I've gotten past that, I absolutely love that movie. Up until that ending, or non-ending, if you will, I thought that movie was like 5 out of 5. Like, I thought it was just fucking incredible. If I was to do a review for it, it would be somewhere between 4 and 4.5, just because of the ending. I understand you're adapting a book, and that's how it happened in the book. But when you adapt things, you have to adapt them. That ending does not work in a visual medium, in my opinion. Negating Shameless or his minor roles, what would you say are William H. Macy's best roles? For me, I'd have to say Magnolia and Thank You for Smoking. I love William H. Macy. He directed Rudderless, which is one of my favorite movies of all time that I always am talking about. Let me see. Let me pull up his filmography, because he's been in a lot of shit. Speaking of Shameless, is anybody interested in a Shameless ranking? Because Shameless is ending on Sunday. I'm trying to get caught up with it. I'm like 5 or 6 episodes behind, but that is something that I could do if we have enough Shameless fans. God damn, this dude's been in a lot of fucking movies. Pleasantville's a really good one with him. Mystery Men, I really like with him. I really like him in Cellular. That's a goofy ass movie, but I like him in that. Wild Hogs, he's great. The Lincoln Lawyer is fucking awesome. Yeah, I don't know. He's done a lot. Bloodfather, he was great in that too. There's a lot of these that I haven't seen. I probably picked all the low-hanging fruit movies, not all these prestigious ones that he probably would get awards consideration for. But yeah, love William H. Macy. Thoughts on the last season of Shameless? Well, there you go. I'm only like 5 episodes in. I'm not a fan of it. I haven't been a fan of the show since Fiona left, to be honest with you. I still had faith that they would be able to carry on without her. And last season, I thought was by a landslide the weakest season the show had ever had. This season's not a whole lot better thus far. We'll see how it wraps up. It just feels like going through the motions at this point. Every single storyline that every single one of these characters are going through is storylines that we've seen them go through before. And so without Fiona there, the show is just really missing a lot of heart for me. And I think it's a good time to end it, because if they keep going, it's just going to get bad. So spoiler, unless this season makes a gigantic turnaround, you will see this season and last season, seasons 10 and 11. If I do a ranking, you'll see those at the bottom. Dakota Welch. Hey, brother, congrats on the 53K. I remember when I subscribed, you were at yes, I think I just read that. I'm sorry. I'm getting all turned around. Chase Ward, I know you're an Alter Bridge fan. Have you heard the song Miles Kennedy did with Mark Morton from Lamb of God, Save Defiance? It's pretty sweet. I have not. I know Miles has a solo album coming out. Is it part of that, or is he just on a Lamb of God album? What was your thoughts on The Little Things? I thought that it was incredibly generic. Hey, Stephanie. Sorry if this was asked already, but thoughts on Alex, Vincent, and Christina Lisa's Chucky casting. I wanted to do a video on that yesterday so bad, but I was exhausted when I got off of work. It's exciting. It's exciting. Having both of them back. I mean, to be honest, I kind of expected it, so it didn't really surprise me. But I mean, having them back is pretty integral to getting all the old school fans very excited about this, because with all due respect to Don Mancini, he's definitely split his fan base. He's got one side that loves everything that he's doing and everything that he has done, and he has another side that really loves the old school stuff and has just been confused, with the exception of Curse of Chucky, with what he has done since Bride. And so when you get the original Andy and the original Kyle back, that is going to get fans of the first few movies on board at least to give it a shot. So I'm very optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic for the show. I don't know what the storyline is going to be exactly. I love the fact that Devon Sawa is going to be in it. I don't know what the tone's going to be. So I still have a lot of questions. But Alex Vincent, I'm very excited to have him back. Christina Elise McCarthy, she's awesome. She just sent me a signed pic that a fan sent to me as well. So she's really cool. I've messaged her and thanked her for it, and got some hearts in return. So that was enough for me. I was like, ah. But yes, very excited. Congrats on 53K. Have you ever met anyone famous in the horror genre that you always wanted to meet, or how was the experience? No. I've only met... I really haven't met many celebrities at all, period. I met Mark Tremonti and the entire band whenever Tremonti came to Savannah like 4 years ago. And that was pretty awesome because he's like my guitar hero. And then I didn't really meet her, but I had Vivica A. Fox stay at the hotel that I worked at when I was in high school. And so she passed by me and smiled and waved. That was my meeting. I was just like, hey. But yeah, I haven't been to any cons or anything like that. I was so shocked I saw you at the movies, so my first reaction was to call you out. You made me sound like a fanboy, though. It was funny. It was funny. Thank you. I was afraid I came off as awkward, but CP is a good friend, and I had a lot of fun. Oh, no. If anybody came off awkward, it was CP trying to dance around all those questions. Every question, he was like, have you seen, help? Do you care about the Oscars or the Globes? Nope. Not at all. All right. Oh, Jesus. I am behind. All right, guys. I'm going to try to blow through these. Congrats on 53K. The Death Wish remake is great, and I love it. Also, the originals with CB are fun. Oh, Charlie Bronson. I've never seen the originals, but I did love the remake. I'd never understand the hate for that movie. Daniel Skinner, Without Remorse coming in 2 weeks, and since it's a Jack Ryan spinoff, what are your thoughts of the previous 5 Jack Ryan films? I've only seen a couple of them. They're not my favorite, but then again, I haven't seen the ones that people say are the best. I have not seen the Harrison Ford ones. Do you think there will be another Alien movie anytime soon? Nope. I know Disney has it now, so I don't know. I would be surprised if we got another Alien film in the next 5 years. Kevin Hudson, do you like The Crow? Do you think Brandon Lee would have been a star if the accident didn't happen? Absolutely. I'm a fan, and absolutely he would have been a star. I'm overdue to do a review on that film. I had Joseph Jones, I believe, one of my patrons. He requested that as a review, and I've missed the opportunity to do it on Devil's Night. So I'm going to have to rectify that this year for sure. Yes, please, for the Shameless ranking. Okay. That'll come this month too. Bands you find underrated. Alter Bridge. Absolutely Alter Bridge. I think that for the musical genius that is in that band, I think that it's a fucking travesty that people just call them Creed with another singer. It's not even a fair comparison. Yes, technically it's the band members of Creed with another singer, but play Creed, which I'm a big fan of, by the way. Play Creed and then play Alter Bridge and tell me that that is the same band, because it's two totally different styles of music. Thoughts on Tom Cruise? He's awesome. A little wacky, but he's awesome. Trey, Cody, what are your top 5 most anticipated movies for this year? I did a video on it, my top 10. I don't remember what they were exactly. My number 1 is Candyman. I'm really excited for the new Resident Evil movie. I have a lot of hope for that. Mortal Kombat shot up there after the trailer. Fuck, what else? Quiet Place Part 2. I'm blanking, dude. I'm blanking. But I did do a video. If you want to check out the video, just search top 10 most anticipated 2021. What's wrong with the No Country for Old Men ending? It happens off screen. Spoiler alert for anybody that wants to check out No Country for Old Men. So the whole plot of the movie is you're following Josh Brolin. He finds this massacre out in the desert where a bunch of Mexican cartel members have gunned down each other. It's like 2 different gang wars or something like that. He finds this war zone, a bunch of dead people with one of them still being alive, but pretty much mortally wounded. And so he finds this briefcase full of money. He takes it from the scene of the crime and then makes the mistake of going back to bring this guy water who is dying. And when he goes there, more cartel members show up as he's there and start chasing him. So then you have Javier Bardem, who is this creepy ass assassin who is after him the rest of the movie. So he's on the run with this money while this assassin is trying to kill him. Well, then Josh Brolin dies off screen. The whole movie is going, and then all of a sudden it just flashes away. He goes to this little motel, and then it flashes away, and it shows this truck leaving the motel, and you follow in, and Josh Brolin is dead in the pool or by the pool. And so you have this whole struggle the whole movie about staying with this character and trying to see him triumph or get killed by Javier Bardem, and he just gets killed by random people off screen, jarring as hell. And then the movie quickly diverts to Javier Bardem getting into a car wreck and Tommy Lee Jones telling about these 2 dreams. Again, ending that might work in the book, but on screen, when you're following a character like that for 2 hours and then he just dies off screen, you're like, what the fuck? I've never met a single person that watched that ending that did not go, what the hell was that? So, yeah. Like I said, I accept it for what it is now. I still love the movie, but I definitely think that there was a much better way to deliver that ending on screen than just, let's just transfer it exactly from the book. Is this the year of continuing every horror franchise? A lot of sequels, right? What's your most anticipated? Can't wait for Creepers 4. Yes, Jeepers Creepers 4. I'm very curious about. Yeah, there's a lot of horror sequels this year. A lot of them. I just named most of them on the previous question. But yeah, quite a few. You got that big one, the HK coming. All right. Will Meister, should we expect a Resident Evil review series to celebrate the new movie and TV series coming later this year after your break, of course? Maybe. I don't hate the idea. One thing that I did want to do, which is going to depend on CP's situation that he's got going on. We had talked about the idea of doing something on Twitch, which for those of you guys that don't follow me on Twitch, please do. It's twitch.com, or sorry, twitch.tv/Cody Leach YT. You should be able to find me there. I've been streaming on there like at least 4 or 5 times a week the past couple of weeks. So I had brought up the idea to CP, which he really liked, about doing a dual stream because he's in the middle of doing a playthrough of Resident Evil 2, the remake. And so I told him, once you get done with your first playthrough, change characters, which I believe he would be changing over to Claire, and I'll do a playthrough as Leon, and we'll both stream at the same time doing a playthrough, which would only take a couple of hours. And you guys can watch both perspectives and hear us on our separate headsets and everything like that. So I did want to do something like that. But yeah, possibly. Tom Roberts, everybody should like this video. It will help Cody's channel. Absolutely. Snyder Cut and Godzilla bored the crap out of me. Are you excited to review new releases? I am excited. It's been cool to see new releases. I'm glad that Godzilla vs. Kong is kicking ass at the box office, because to me, that tells me that theaters are really about to just jump right back into it again. There's not going to be any more leeriness. It's like, all right, we're back. On the point that he made about liking the video, for those of you guys that haven't heard this spiel before, because I haven't talked about it in a couple of years, the best ways, honestly, to support my channel is to like the videos and also to share them. Liking them makes YouTube recommend it more. and sharing them gets more eyes on it. So, I mean, I like the super chats and Patreon financially, that's the best way to support it. But to support the videos and everything like that, that really does help out a lot more than a lot of people realize, liking the video and sharing it. So anybody that does that, I greatly appreciate it. Hey, Cody, have you checked out the recent Walking Dead seasons? No, I have not watched Walking Dead since the first season with Negan. I was extremely pissed off the season that they ended with fading to black when he was, batting somebody. And that's when I kind of swore off the show. I was like, fuck this show. I'm done. They do shit like this all the time. I'm over it. So I stuck around just to see who got killed. Really liked that episode, thought that it was intense, and then it sucked me back in for one more season. And after that first episode, that was the worst, most boring, meandering, drawn out season of Walking Dead that I've ever seen, and that's saying a lot. And so I was done. I was like, I don't care. I'm over this show. And so I've not watched one since. I've heard that it's picked up the past season or two, but I have not caught up at all, and I don't have any plans to be honest with you. I just got, I don't know. I don't want to do the work of having to sit through 2 more mediocre seasons or however many it was before you get to the ones where people say it picked up. So no, I think my time with The Walking Dead is done. I am curious about this episode supposedly that shows Negan's backstory, because I've seen that going all over Facebook. So I might watch that episode. Who knows? All right. Chase Ward, Mark Morton did a solo album in 2019, featured a lot of vocalists on different songs. Miles, Chester. Okay. The album is called Anesthetic. I'll look it up. He did Miles Kennedy and Mark Tremonti were both on a Seven Dust album. I thought they were really good in. Donovan Davis, thank you. Michael Swift, have you seen Orphan? I heard they were working on a sequel. Also, have you seen The Good Son? I've seen both. Orphan's really good. I had the ending spoiled for me, which sucks. I wish I didn't, because I probably would have loved that movie even more. But it is very good. The Good Son I grew up with. It's a very strange movie. When you watch it as an adult, it's weird. It had the whole hype of, oh, it's the Home Alone kid, but he's evil. But when you watch the movie, it's very strange. The storyline and the themes that they're going for. Elijah Wood thinks that his aunt is his mom reincarnated, and it's a very weird movie. Mike Gee, if you could meet any celeb, who would it be and why? There's a lot of them. If I had to sit down, I probably would think of some others, but I've always thought that I would be most giddy to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. That guy was like my hero growing up with all of his movies. I watched Terminator 2 and Kindergarten Cop and Commando like on repeat. And he just seems like he would be a really fun person to meet. He doesn't seem like a celebrity that would be like kind of a dick. Like they always say, don't meet your heroes. I think that's a hero I would like to meet. So Desi, what movie made you more emotional than expected? Rudderless, for sure. Anytime, the thing that fucks me up the most now is anything happening to kids or babies. Like when that comes out of nowhere, that will emotionally fuck me up. Like I can watch 100 people get slaughtered in a slasher movie, won't bat an eye, but you put a kid or a baby in peril and it fucks me up. That's what becoming a father did to me. My wife laughs at me because she thinks that it's just funny that that's an obvious weak spot for me. Like she wanted to watch, was it Pieces of a Woman? It was a couple of months ago. She's like, this movie, everybody at work said it's so good. We got to watch it. It's so good. It's so good. I'm like, all right, fine. We go to watch it. And for those that don't know, Pieces of a Woman is about a woman that loses her baby in childbirth. And the rest of the movie is about her and the dad, like the emotional fallout of it. And so we're watching this, and it's a whole one shot for like 20 minutes of her having a home birth. And it ends with the baby dying. And I just looked over at her. And like when she saw it was happening, she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And I was fucked up the rest of the night. I was like, good. This is why I pick the movies. This is why we watch shit like Die Hard. The Willmeister, I noticed how you did talk about the Blade TV series when you were talking about Blade either. I like Sticky Fingers as an actor, but he's not Blade. We know how much you like rappers and horror-related things. It's not just rappers. I don't want to make it seem like it's exclusive to that. It's really just music artists in general. When they throw them on there just because they're a familiar face, to me, it's desperate, and it shows that you don't have any qualified actors. But yeah, I watched maybe an episode of the Blade TV series back when it came out. I hated it. Never gave it a chance. And he was a big reason why. I'm like, you're not Wesley Snipes, bitch. Get out of here. Donovan Davis, Axl Rose rules. Blech. And what are your thoughts on the 1989 movie Parents? And congrats on your subscribers. I've been subscribed a few years now. Great channel. Thank you so much. Not a fan of Axl Rose whatsoever, but I respect your opinion. I have not seen the movie Parents. I'm not even sure. You said Parents, and I was thinking Mom and Dad with Nick Cage, but no, I've not seen that one. But thank you. Johan Dadu, Cody, you're the man. Can you name your top 3 foreign films? Have you seen any Swedish movies? Your biggest Swedish fan? I don't think I've seen any Swedish movies. I'm still kind of a baby when it comes to my foreign film experience. It was only maybe 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago when I saw my first foreign film. I used to be really stubborn about it, not wanting to watch anything with subtitles because I hated subtitles. My favorite foreign film by far is I Saw the Devil. Brutal as hell, but it's a wicked ass movie. Let's see. I couldn't do a top 3. That's the one that I love. I've only seen maybe 6 or 7 of them, and none of them have really hit me like that one has. The rest of them, I'm like, okay, that's good. So to be continued. Hopefully I'll see some more and I can answer that question better. Thank you for introducing me to Identity 2003, Cody. Hell yeah. That's a great movie. Glad you enjoyed it. The theater I saw No Country for Old Men in, at the ending, after it cuts to black from Tommy Lee Jones, someone said, "You have got to be kidding me." Exactly. It's that type of ending. I get anxiety when I watch a movie and it feels like it's heading for an ending like that. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You'll watch a movie and it's like one of those independent movies or a little bit more artistic, and it feels like it's ending to one of those bullshit scenes where they're just going to end on a random moment that doesn't resolve the story whatsoever. And like, I start getting anxiety. I'm like, are you going to fucking end here? Are you going to do this? And it always relieves me when a movie continues on past that scene. I'm like, oh, thank God. When is the next Autopsy stream? I am not sure. CP's got a lot of personal stuff going on right now. Brian has been extremely busy. He took an entire month off of YouTube. Lindsay is practically unheard of right now. She's got a lot of stuff going on. And so I really don't know. It was kind of a blessing that we even had time to do that. That what's in the inbox, because typically when Brian is available, everybody else is not, and typically when everybody else is available, Brian is not. So usually when Brian chimes in with, "Hey, I want to do this," or "I'm available now," we'd like jump on it. Like, all right, can we do this? Can we schedule it now? So I don't know. We're definitely overdue for one. We're overdue for one a lot. I'd like Autopsy stream to be a monthly thing, but all of our lives have gotten significantly more busy and difficult since we created Autopsy stream. Thoughts on Charlie Kaufman? I want to do a deep dive. I'm thinking of ending things and Eternal Sunshine. What should I watch next? I think I've only seen Eternal Sunshine, which I really like. So I'm not the person to ask. I don't know. Sorry. Jamie, would you ever review American Werewolf in London? Yes. At some point this year, I would like to do a whole month of vampire and werewolf reviews. I don't know when, but that is an idea that I have that's been cooking. Trey, after watching your top 50 action movies, I was surprised to see that Roadhouse wasn't there. Have you seen it? Thoughts? I have seen it. I like it. It's not one of my favorites by any means. It's pretty goofy. But yeah, it's a product of its time for sure. All right. Where am I at? Aiden, I recommend reading the comics if you were a fan of the first couple seasons. It's very different and much more clear with its messages. Shit. Comics of what? I'm blanking. I've answered so many questions. Sorry. Jeffrey Warner, thoughts on the Count of Monte Cristo? It's one of my favorite movies that I feel like is never brought up. It's awesome. It's got a young Henry Cavill in it too. I love that movie. If you guys haven't seen it, the Count of Monte Cristo movie with Jesus himself, Jim Caviezel, and Henry Cavill's in there. Guy Pearce is in there. It's really good. The Willmeister, favorite Mortal Kombat character who's not Scorpion or Sub-Zero. Also, have you seen the other 3 Mortal Kombat movies? Congrats on 53K. I've other 3 is maybe an animated movie. I haven't seen an animated one. I've seen both of the live action ones, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I actually saw Annihilation in theaters. I love the first one for nostalgic reasons. I've always loved that one. It's definitely doesn't age well with some of the graphics and everything, but I still think it's a fun movie. Annihilation is garbage. That has not aged well. I liked it when I was a kid. Do not like it now. And I don't know what the third one is. Favorite character who's not Scorpion or Sub-Zero? Probably Baraka. I always liked him with the sword hands. I remember one time, my dad was not a video gamer at all, but I had Mortal Kombat 2 on Sega Genesis. So once in a while I'd have him play me, and we were sitting there, and my dad didn't know what he was doing, so he was just hitting buttons, and he was Baraka and I was somebody else. And I guess he hit the right button combination and the screen got dark and he went and just chopped my head off. I remember my dad was like, "I'll chop your fucking head off. How do I do that?" And I was excited because you could do that, but I was so mad. I was like, how'd you do that? Sorry if I asked already. Out of curiosity, since you grew up with Sonic the Hedgehog, are you considering doing a ranking of all 5 Sonic TV shows? I would really like to see that. No, I did grow up with Sonic the Hedgehog. If you watch my favorite video games from every year I've been alive, quite a few of those were Sonic because I grew up with them. But no, I've never watched any of the Sonic TV shows, so I would have to watch all of them to do a ranking, and that's just not in the cards. It's not even The Walking Dead anymore because almost none of the OGs are around anymore and are particularly all new original characters nobody gives a fuck about in the apocalypse. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I gathered. So I really was curious to see what they were going to do with Negan, but that season was so terrible that I just didn't care anymore. And I laughed my ass off when they said the Walking Dead is going to come to its conclusion with, what is it, season 11, with the end of season 11. And then we'll begin with a Daryl and Carol miniseries or whatever the fuck. It's like, they're the main stars. So that's like saying Breaking Bad's going to end, but we're going to do a Walt and Jesse show. It was fucking stupid. So yeah, I don't know. The Walking Dead, they just fucking keep ringing and ringing as much as they can get out of that thing. I actually almost had a sponsorship with AMC Plus here very recently. They wanted me to do a promotion for like the extra 5 episodes that were on AMC Plus. And I was straight up, I was like, look, I haven't seen The Walking Dead in years, so I wouldn't be able to talk about this. So I don't think I'm the person for you. They tried to coax me into it, and I was just like, I'm not going to do a video where I'm like, hey guys, that show that I've been bitching about every time that you bring it up, you should go check out AMC Plus because it's on there. I didn't want to do something fake like that. So then they came back to me about a month later, a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, hey, we're doing this halfway to Halloween thing where we're going to be promoting these horror films on AMC Plus. We'd like you to do a video on them and you can promote it. And I was like, hey, I can do that. I could pick one of the movies. I could do a review. We can do that. Got everything set up. And then they changed their mind. They're like, well, actually, we talked to AMC and they want to do something focusing on the shows on AMC Plus. So here's a list of the shows. And it's like The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead Chronicles, or whatever the other fucking spinoffs there are. And I'm like, we've discussed this. I'm not doing a video on The Walking Dead. So 5 emails later, they're like, okay, we'll keep you in mind for something in the future. Keep me in mind for something that I actually can do, please. Worst film you've ever seen? I don't know, dude. That's such a broad question. I don't even know if I can answer it. My least favorite's Freddy's Dead. It's not the worst I've seen, probably, but Mike Vanderlit, my son is 4. I've been having him watch all the greats with me. Freddy, Chucky, The Thing, Jeepers Creepers, and more. What are some you have watched with yours? They tend to stick around when I'm watching things for review series. My son sat around for a couple of Leprechaun movies. I didn't let them watch Wrong Turn with me because those movies just got pornographic towards the end. Friday the 13th, they watched a few of those with me. My son was actually making a joke one time. He went to go take a shit and he comes out and he's like, oh man, now I know how Demon feels. And I was like, did you just make a reference to Friday the 13th 5? It was funny to me. Freddy and Chucky, they've seen almost all of those because I watch those all the time. All right. Blood Red Skies. Spiral will be what The Little Things tried to be. Let's hope. That trailer did not give me a whole lot of hope. I got to be honest with you. All right, I've almost got through. And Bryce Russo. Hi, Cody from Boston. Huge fan of the channel. Thank you so much, Bryce. Alex Moore, what is your opinion on Let Me In vampire film? I love Let Me In. I've yet to see Let the Right One In. Brian vomits probably every time I say that. But Let Me In, I absolutely love. I think that's a great vampire flick. That would be in my top 10 for sure. Oop, somebody got deleted. What happened? Stay Metal Ray, what is up? Hey, bro, at 53K, so proud of you, man. I'm proud of you, dude, because I didn't even realize that you had a channel that was kicking the way that it was until I kind of checked it out, and you were like, went from like 15 to 20 to 25 to 30, and I was just like, dude, you're going to pass me in a year. So if you guys like guitar stuff, musical instructionals, things like that, go check out Stay Metal Ray. He did the intro and outro music for me, which was a huge, gigantic favor that I am totally indebted to. Aiden Moore, the comics for The Walking Dead. Okay. I have read quite a few of the comics. I bought those like black, big paperback ones that was like multiple issues. I read like the first 3. I was all the way up to the point of... where was I? I was past the governor and all of that, but the comics were definitely a lot better and a lot more gruesome than what the show was doing, even when the show was really good. Thoughts on The Faculty? The Faculty is awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, let's see. I think I caught up. All right, cool. I caught up. All right. Your son must have ate those damn enchiladas. Yes, absolutely. Technically speaking, The Apple is the worst you've seen. You might be correct. That movie was fucking dreadful. I had a patron for a while that was for a long time my biggest, like money-wise, my biggest contributor on Patreon, and he was also a patron for Durbin of Durbania. And so he would do these movie review requests, and we would do them together. And we always tried to do whatever he wanted because he was paying so much. It was just like, all right, dude, whatever you want us to do, we'll review that. And every movie he picked for us was like the worst thing ever. And The Apple was the first one. And it was just, what is this? So yeah, that might be the worst movie I've ever seen. You're probably right, Dale. Supernatural is a great show. I agree. I'm so far behind on it. I loved that show, and then I just kind of fell off of it. Oh, let's see. At least you didn't sell out to AMC. Good stuff. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like sponsorships are great. Sponsorships are important. They get kind of a bad rep because people, I think it's a jealousy thing. People see sponsorships, they're like, oh, so now you're selling out. And it's just like, no, it's not exactly what it is. You jealous fuck. But I definitely will never do a sponsorship. Just, yeah, give me money and I'll say whatever. It's got to be something that I can either make my own or genuinely be something that I want to promote. Like I've done a ton of them for Skillshare, because Skillshare is just a great company, and they've been a great sponsor, and AMC would be a great sponsor too, but it's got to be a video that I can do. That's why I like the idea of doing the horror movie review, and I can promote your halfway to Halloween, and I can promote it through this movie review. But telling me I have to talk about one of the shows, no, sorry, I'm not talking about The Walking Dead. And the other 3 that were on there I've never even seen before. So I have nothing to contribute to that. And even if I wanted to, you would see through it in a second. It would literally be a commercial. Abbott Skelding, my best friend from grade school. When are you going to do your Big Lebowski and Animal House rewatch you promised me? So when I was doing podcasts before I came over to YouTube, Abbott has a podcast. He's changed it, but he had an older version of a podcast. And we did an episode together where we talked about our top 5 comedies of all time. And 2 of his was Animal House and Big Lebowski, both of which are movies that I don't particularly enjoy. And so I had told him that I was going to give them a rewatch. I even bought both of them, and I have yet to watch them. And that was 5 years ago, something like that. At least 4 years ago. So yeah, someday. Sorry. Someday. Willmeister, yeah, there was an animated prequel called Mortal Kombat: The Journey Begins that was released before the first movie came out. There was another much better animated movie called Mortal Kombat: Scorpion's Revenge. I remember seeing the Scorpion one, like the Blu-ray. Shit. Let's see here. What's better, Shawshank or Forrest Gump? God damn. Dude, I mean, they're both 5 out of 5s. I mean, it's I don't know if I could choose. Forrest Gump's probably a little more rewatchable. That's just a genuinely enjoyable movie that you can put on and just smile the whole time. Shawshank's a lot darker. God damn. I would probably put Shawshank higher on a ranking. If I was to do like a top 100, and both of those movies will be in my top 100 for sure. I could pretty much say that. So Shawshank would probably be higher for me by a razor thin, but Forrest Gump's more rewatchable. So take that for what it is. Thoughts on The Green Mile? I just rewatched that on Saturday, actually. Green Mile is great. It's a little long. I'm not saying that it's too long, like there's things that should be cut, but it's definitely a movie that I don't watch very often because it's 3+ hours, but it's a very good movie. It's emotional. It's got a lot of great story in there, a lot of great characters. I love the way that everything plays out by the end of it. It's devastating by the very end of it, but yeah, The Green Mile is great. I mean, it amazes me that Frank Darabont can deliver The Shawshank Redemption, which there's a lot of people out there that would say that's the greatest movie ever made. He can deliver The Green Mile, which would certainly be in the conversation of greatest movie ever made. He can deliver something like The Majestic, which a lot of people don't really talk about, but I actually think is really great with Jim Carrey. And The Mist, which horror fans are fanatics of for the most part, that I can tell. How he can deliver, even if you remove the other two, the guy that made The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile, and you just never hear about him. He's made like 4 films and has just kind of disappeared. He was a part of getting Walking Dead. Maybe he's just been living off those royalty checks from that. But I don't know. It shocks me that guy is not like cranking out something every 2 or 3 years. Because with what he did with those first 2 movies, I mean, you talk about the director Mount Rushmore, like Spielberg and Nolan, and you know, he would be in that conversation if he just kept going. Skipped my super chat, Cody. Uh-oh. Where was it at? Do you have any favorite Mel Brooks comedy movies? I'm not a Mel Brooks guy. If Abbott's still here, Abbott is absolutely a Mel Brooks guy. I think in his top 5, he had Young Frankenstein, but yeah, it's not really my style of humor. Make me a mod, or I'm unsubscribing with all 53K accounts. Don't do it. All right, let me see here. Where is the super chat that I missed? There. Since you hate Freddy's Dead, does that mean you're not excited for Space Jam 2? I don't understand the correlation. Did they show Freddy's Dead in the trailer or something? I don't understand. Freddy's Dead 2, or Freddy's Dead 2. I don't even speak that into fucking existence. Space Jam 2 is a movie that I'll watch because it's on HBO Max. It's not something that I would necessarily be excited about because the first one was just such a novelty thing that is fun to revisit. But I'll definitely watch it. I'm curious. Dale for mod. Now we got a campaign going. James Penny, thoughts on Night of the Demons trilogy and a movie review for them. I'm sure eventually I'll get to it. I've only seen the first one. I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to, but then again, if I watch it again with adjusted expectations, maybe that'll change. I always remember the cover for 2. Like those of us that remember video stores, we have certain horror covers that we always looked at and either passed by or movie covers that we rented just based off of the cover. And Night of the Demons 2 was one where is it Angela? Maybe it's not Angela. The main demon chick with the black hair had like a lollipop that was a skull, and she had her tongue out. And I used to always pass that cover and Night of the Living Dead or Return of the Living Dead 3 with the chick with all the glass and shit like that. Those are 2 covers that I always passed, and I always wanted to rent them, but never did. The ending of The Mist kills that movie. I disagree, but I understand. It's not for everybody, I guess. What are your thoughts on what Deadmeat has done for the horror community on YouTube? I'm not familiar, honestly, with anything that he's done for the horror community. He's the biggest channel for sure, like the horror channel that I know of. And he's, he has the Kill Count series and stuff like that. I'm not a subscriber. Like I've never really watched his stuff. But I'm totally ignorant to it. If he's done things that's progressed the community, I'm unaware. That's not a knock on him. Honestly, I don't know. Thoughts on Anton Chigurh? He's a badass, scary villain. He's great. Movie Freak. Hey, Cody, you rock, man. You definitely deserve more than 53K. Have you seen any of the Dirty Harry movies? And if so, thoughts? I have not. There's a lot of movies that I have not seen. Let's see. I put a thing on Facebook the other day. It was a guy, and it was 3 doors. And door 1 was new films. Door 2 was films that my friends have recommended. And door 3 was movies I've watched 100 times. And it shows him kicking open door 3. That's me. I spend way too much energy watching things that I've already seen dozens of times when I could easily be watching a lot of movies like Dirty Harry. But that's just the way that I'm wired. I like revisiting shit. When will you review the Hellraiser franchise? I'm sure maybe this year, possibly this year. I'm not going to promise it, but possibly this year. Deadmeat totally went Hollywood, dude. Really ain't part of the community, in my opinion. He don't talk to nobody. I'm not sure. He seems like a nice enough guy, but I've never spoken with him. Cody's already submitted himself to Saw. Give him 4 more years to think about Hellraiser. I like that. I like that answer. Would you like a Summer of '84 sequel? No. I think that movie's ending would lose all impact if you followed it up. The whole reason that movie's ending is so powerful is that you don't know. That's the entire point. And so if you follow it up and tell us, if you answer that question, to me, that ruins it. So no, I do not. Strongly do not. Michael Swift, don't know if you watched the Creepshow TV series, but you get 2 stories in 1 episode. The second story in the first episode of season 2 is pretty much Evil Dead short story. No, I've never seen the Creepshow TV show, so interesting. Matan Guten, no, we're not doing one on Friday. I was talking about it earlier. I'm going to be recording my Blu-ray collection video on Friday. I hope it's not going to take the whole day, but I'm going to set aside the whole day to do it because it's going to take a while. I tried to do some of it this past weekend. I ended up getting way too busy doing stuff in my yard, but I was trying to film it from this perspective right here because I could set the movies. I already have these little tables right here that I put here specifically for that video, and I was going to bring over one shelf at a time and do it versus sitting over there. And I did it for an hour and a half and only got through A and B. and the video wasn't really working very well either. So I don't think I'm going to do it here. I think I'm actually going to I'm going to move back there and use my camera and my lights and find a way to do it. So I still have to figure that out, but I'm glad that I did that, because I'm going to have to rein that in a little bit, because I was talking about a lot of them. I don't want to do that, because it's going to end up being like a 12-hour video. And no, I mean, if I take an hour and a half just to do A and B, we're in trouble. So yeah, no, what's in the inbox on a Friday, maybe next week. Cody, have you heard the rumors of Ace Ventura 3? Yeah, going to Amazon or something like that, I believe. Okay. Long delayed sequels have a shit track record. So I'm not excited for that at all. I'm excited for the prospect of seeing what Jim Carrey would do going back into that character. But I mean, how many long-awaited comedy sequels have we seen that have been even good? Zoolander 2 was terrible. Dumb and Dumber 2 was terrible. Coming to America was terrible. I wouldn't put the money up for that. You subscribe to Taco Bell? Do I? Do they even have a channel? When will you top 100 movies? You said end of January, Cody. Get your ass in the house. End of this month, April 30th. Yeah, I was trying to do them all in 1 month, but that was way too much. We were going to do it in February and just be a couple of weeks off of that. Brian had to take off February for personal stuff. Then March, I was already balls deep in wrapping up Wrong Turn and doing Leprechaun, so I couldn't do it then. So we part of the reason why I'm taking a little bit more of a lackadaisical approach to the month of April is so that we can for sure get that done. So the end of this month. All right, guys. Let's see. I'll probably go for another 10 minutes or so. And then I'll head out, because I still have to figure out what's going on for dinner. My daughter's bouncing around out there. I don't want her to burst in like the fucking Kool-Aid man. So we're at 1:21. I'll end it at 1:30. Let's see. Will you ever review Godzilla or King Kong series, original or MonsterVerse? I've reviewed Godzilla King of the Monsters and Kong Skull Island. I don't plan on doing more than those now. Hello. Love you.
Thank you.
Really love you.
What you doing?
I'm doing my Q&A.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. How was work?
Work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wrapping up in 7.5 minutes.
7.5?
Yeah.
It's a pretty accurate number.
Yeah. Would you want a Babysitter 3? I'll take it. I thought the second one was great. Pretty much.
Babysitter for each kid, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I pretty much think the second one was just about as good as the first one. Maybe, first one's a little bit better, but it was pretty damn close for me. Love you.
Thank you.
Richard Curtis, I know you don't like war films. Have you seen Fury, the Brad Pitt tank movie? I watched it once. I really liked it. I haven't revisited yet, but I did really enjoy it. I thought it was cool. Cody's bigger for the community than James is. I like James. He seems nice, just too Hollywood for me. Sucks because him and his wife are from where I'm from. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak on anything. Would you ever do a room setup tour video? Yes, I actually planned on doing one the other day. I just didn't get a chance to. I have one more piece of artwork that should be on the way that's going to be going on. Let's see. Look, that wall right there, which is the doorway. That side of the wall is an empty space that I have a piece of artwork that's going to be going on. So probably once I get that up, then my room is pretty much complete. And then I'll do a little tour video. Are you excited for Halloween Kills at all, or do you have no excitement? I mean, I'm pretty much at a flat line with it right now. I hope it's going to be great, and I'm sure once it gets close, I'm going to start getting a little bit excited and be, getting ready to watch it. But yeah, I've been burnt out. I've just been burnt out on hearing about the movie. I mean, there's so many people out there that just every single time the movie's mentioned, it's just like you can't get a break. You can't get a break hearing about Halloween Kills or the Halloween franchise. So for me, it's whatever. When it gets here, I'll watch it. I'll judge it fairly. I'll give my review. I hope I walk out and I'm like, fuck yeah, guys. I'm on board. That was the shit. That's what I wanted from Halloween 2018. But if I come out of it and I go, here we go, we'll see. Cody, thoughts on Rob Zombie supposedly making a Monsters movie? Very weird. Because I don't see Rob Zombie doing anything but an extreme hard R country fried porno fucking horror flick like he always does, and that's not going to work for the Munsters. If he's making a legit Munsters movie that's like PG-13 and going to be, true to the source material and kind of this goofy Addams Family type thing, I would be very curious to see it. But I just don't see him doing that, and I don't want to see a Rob Zombie-fied version of Munsters. So I don't know. It's fucking weird to me. Hey, Cody, random question. What happened to the swear counter you used to use in your older videos? I only used it twice. It seemed like a funny idea when I was first starting, and then I kind of fell out of love with it. I know that there's a lot of people out there that love when I get like really hyped up and go ranting and I'm throwing out new cuss words every 5 seconds and just getting really creative with it. But there's a lot of people that don't like that. And so I don't want to necessarily close myself off or be labeled as, the guy that says fuck every 5 seconds. It's just, I swear a lot. That's just kind of my natural flow when I'm talking. So that's kind of the way that I want to do it. The swear counter thing was forcing it. I was forcing it to where every other sentence I was putting something in there. And it just, I don't know. It seemed like a funny idea. I think I liked it when I first did it, and people seemed to like it a lot when I first did it, but I just didn't want to continue doing that. Have you seen Halloweentown? Of course I have. I've seen the first 2. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them, but I always loved the first one. Richard Curtis, have you seen Lake Mungo? Good Blu-ray edition coming out in second sight in the UK. No, I have not. I'm not even sure what it is, to be honest with you. CBMF, what's up, Cody? Are you scared for the collected? No, I think it'll pick back up. I was talking about it earlier with the fan outcry, especially once they release that article. I think it's going to be pretty clear that there's an audience for this movie. I think they would be stupid to just throw it away. So I'm optimistic it'll get picked back up again. Have you played Doom Eternal, the Ancient Gods DLC? No, I was pretty done with Doom Eternal. I didn't like it as much as everybody else. So whenever I beat the game, and I was like, okay, that's enough for me. Remember Smart House? I love Smart House. Absolutely love Smart House. What do you think of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers? I know little to nothing about the guy or Geeks and Gamers. I know he's kind of a controversial guy. I don't know if it's for political reasons or for anything like that. I know there was that big stink recently where they had raised a bunch of money for Zack Snyder, and he immediately came into the stream and was like, I'm not associated with these guys, but thanks for the money. So that was kind of funny from a outside perspective to watch. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have any thoughts on him. I don't know enough about him. Cody, what's your favorite Alter Bridge song? Mine has to be Metalingus and Broken Wings. Huge fan of their first album. Congrats on 53K. You're the fucking man for everything you do for us. Favorite Alter Bridge song is Blackbird. For a lot of reasons. It's a very epic song. I love the way that it's arranged. It means a lot to me personally. I mean, I have the fucking logo tattooed on my arm with my grandmother's initials over it. So, yeah, that one's definitely my favorite. You excited for Resident Evil Village? You're goddamn right. That is another reason to go and follow or subscribe to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Cody Leach YT. You can look in the video description and the link should be down there too, I think. But I'm going to be doing live streams of that game for the entire playthrough of it. So absolutely, I'm psyched for Resident Evil Village. Richard Curtis, Lake Mungo is a very atmospheric ghost story with a very good ending. It feels like a documentary, but an interesting one. I'll check it out. Who is your favorite YouTuber? I don't know if I really have one. I don't watch too many YouTubers, to be honest with you. I watch my friends' channels, just for the sake of supporting them and because they're my friends, so I'm entertained by them. I like John Campia's channel quite a bit. I watch a lot of cooking channels like Sam the Cooking Guy, Not Another Cooking Show, Number 6 with Cheese, which is a food review channel. I really like those guys. I watch them pretty much every day at lunch. So those are kind of my go-tos for the most part. But I don't really have like a favorite YouTuber that's a go-to for me. I have a lot of different things I look at. Is Blackbird your favorite album? Yes, it is. That is a perfect album as far as I'm concerned. Close second would be Fortress. Number 6 with Cheese. Yeah, those guys are awesome. All right, guys, we're at 1:30, so thank you so much. I know this isn't typically a quick thing. I usually go for a couple of hours, but I still got a few things I got to do tonight. Tomorrow, we have a fan mail unboxing coming with another Skillshare sponsorship, so check that out tomorrow around lunchtime. That should be out. And then here very soon, like I said, Friday, I'm doing that video, so hopefully by the end of the weekend, you'll have that monstrous Blu-ray collection video. But we're doing that. And then by Thursday, I'll probably produce something as well. I'm not sure quite yet what it will be, but going to be a lot more lackadaisical month, doing some more kind of fun stuff, not just talking about a lot of really bad movies. So stick around for that. Oh, one more. Thoughts on the band AFI, not your thing? Yeah, not really my thing, honestly. But check those out, please. Be sure to check out that Twitch channel, please, because I don't get a whole lot of people over there. Usually when I stream, I'm stuck at about 9 people, when I know there's a lot more of you guys that would like to check that out. So you might just not be aware I have a channel. So be sure to follow it and or subscribe, which is even better. That's financial backing, but following's just fine. And tomorrow for sure, I'll probably be on there at some point, maybe even later on tonight. Who the fuck knows? But I do a lot of streaming over there. Right now, I'm playing through Far Cry 3. So thank you guys, as always, especially for all the super chats. You guys are always amazing with that one. All the same familiar, awesome faces. Kara, Stephanie, Sky, all you guys are awesome. Old Reliable Dale. It's always good bullshitting with you guys for a while. So have a good night, and I will see you guys on the next one.